Anderson found herself in handcuffs last Friday, accused of pepper spraying her neighbors, April Morant, and her 3- and 6-year-old daughters, allegedly over something pretty small.
Bubbles, literally. The bubbles put her, I guess, in a whole nother arena of whatever going on with her mom.
Morant says her daughters were playing with bubbles in their yard, well away from the fence that separates their properties, when she alleges Anderson shouted racial slurs and leaned over the fence holding something.
What went through my head is I thought she had a gun, so I literally kind of jumped, like it startled me, because when she was to the fence, she was over the fence like this, and I didn't know what was in her hand because I'm looking at her really quick, and then she sprayed it.
According to the police report, they believe it was pepper spray.
My 6-year-old, she was like, her nose went to burning. She ran in the house and got a bottle of water.
Morant says she's had problems with Anderson since she moved with her family to the neighborhood in November, but
I feel like she's escalating.
She says Anderson on multiple occasions has hurled insults and racial slurs at them.
Since day one. I have recordings of her.
She shared this video where someone can be heard saying a racial slur. We tried getting in touch with Anderson to see what she had to say. We knocked on her door, and we gave her a call, but got no answer from either. But she seemed to try and defend herself in body camera video from her arrest.
You really don't have any right doing this.
I understand that.
Wait till I get the pictures back. I can show you what they're doing.
According to jail records, Anderson has been released on bond, facing several counts of battery, second or subsequent offense. Morant thought there would be more.
Just battery, but no thing on the kids, or maybe a hate crime, because you said all this stuff while you were spraying this stuff.
Morant says she's worked there.
For you to do the bear spray stuff, I feel like I don't know what you have in that house. I don't know. I don't want to be by her.
All right, so we heard this story, right? So I want people to understand that even still with this story, you have people that want to enable this type of behavior. And again, it's the usual suspects that you see directly online. No matter what takes place, no matter what happens, Black people are always directly at fault, even if it's children. And again, these are kids in single digits. Nobody said anything like, oh yeah, they were egging a car. They were trying to rob. They were trying to do this. There was nothing about nothing. They were just simply little girls in their own yard playing directly with bubbles. And this Caucasian woman from the Hills Have Eyes decided that he had a problem. She's here for, I guess her greatest problem is that God allowed her to be here for 81 years, right? That's what she's really mad about, but she's not going to take out her anger or focus directly on that or try to call God out for that, right? So she's going to go to the next closest thing possible, and especially those who cannot defend themselves, which are the children. And she decided to have a conversation with them, knowing the fact that kids, if you are an elder talking to them, they will easily just walk up to you, have a conversation. And she betted on that, and she decided to spray those two girls in their face with pepper spray. The type of demon that you have to be, the type of savage, the type of uncultured swine that you have to be in order to provoke, in order to do something like that to kids not doing nothing. That's, and this is what a lot of Black people have always talked about in the United States, is that things like this will happen to us. It doesn't matter the age range or the group. It don't even matter if it's 1, 5, or how many. Stuff like this happens every single day. Every single day. It is tiring. It is tiring. Just like the video that was shown directly in the story where the mother was just walking through her yard recording. And what was the lady sitting up there saying? The woman probably didn't even know she was being recorded. She was like, you don't belong here. You don't belong in this neighborhood. And then wanted to sit up there and use a slur. For what reason? For what reason? And then, of course, you got the usual everyday true Americans online talking about, oh, I wonder what was said before the film. You know, the classic thing that they like to say. Oh, what is funny how she started recording there. I wonder what words or what she said in order to antagonize the neighbor. I'm not saying what the woman is saying is right, but, you know, there's always two sides to every, right? Like I said, they give a justification for racism all day, every day, directly on social media when it deals like this, because many of them think the exact same way. They're just not as open. They're not just as honest, right? This woman is 88 or 81, whatever, right? The Grim Reaper, as I normally like to say, is right there at the door. They are best friends. He is just sitting there waiting, buying his time, however many seconds that lady basically has. And with a little bit of life, with a little bit of time, right, that whatever God that she believes in, Moloch, Baal, Mog, whoever it is, Gog, whatever God that she worships and has, sacrificed to, this is what you decide to do directly with that time. You opt to not try to make amends, to not seek or look for forgiveness, not try to right some type of wrongs. You decide that, if I'm going to leave this earth and I'm going down, then I'm going to go the best way that I know how. I'm just going to be racist. The type of person that you have to be to still do something like this, given your age, given your frail body, given the timeline that you have. And again, I want people to understand that she was here for 81 years. Just think of all of the types of racism that she was a part of. All of those many yells and get them out of here. We don't want them in our neighborhood. Get them out of our state. Get them out of our city. Think about how many back during her heyday. Think about how many parts of which she's possibly had in calling the police on black families, in helping to orchestrate lies or support lies or hide the actual facts about an innocent black man losing his life during that time frame. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that she has a very long history. If there were people out here like Professor X, the amount of information that you could get directly off of her brain from all of the things that she has seen and done and heard, witnessed, however it is that you want to frame it, would be monumental. It would be a library. It would be a treasure trove of information. It would be incredible. 100%. Like I said before, this is America at its greatest. And the one thing that I told people before is that I would love it if a lot of these individuals would full-fledged be honest when it deals with these situations. How it is that they feel, how it is that they look at us, how it is that they want to brand us all day, every day. I would like for a lot of people like her to just be honest, right? A lot of people say that they want to, quote unquote, make America great. So fine, no problem. Go back and make America racist again. Do that, so that everybody can know where everybody stands. Because like I said before, you're not going to have the lot, meaning the greater majority, call out the others who believe or feel or have a certain type of ideology, because a lot of the majority feel the exact same way. They're just more afraid to actually express it versus the minority. And therein lies the problem. So it goes back to the whole situation where Muhammad Ali said that when he was having an interview, he was like, if there were 100 or 1,000 snakes coming barreling down to get on the stage, he was like, I'm not going to try to figure out of the few of them which ones are poisonous or which one is not. I'm going to be afraid of all of them. I'm running from all of them to assume that they're poisonous. I'm not going to wait, right? Because if you decide to assume, guess what? You assumed, and you assumed wrong. It's one too many directly out there. You can't just directly try to take this on a case-by-case basis, because your life is at risk every single day being black in America. So like I said before, up until people are proving with actions, words, actions, and everything else, and even within that, you still got to do more. Because historically speaking, words and actions don't even realistically mean jack skip at this moment in time, given the history of the United States, of the police, of the government, of the military. It doesn't mean anything, because at any moment in time, a switch will get flipped, and now all of these people are going through black communities. They're, destroying whatever it is that we have. They're rolling through, doing the whole thing with like Move in Philadelphia, doing fire bombs yet again and again. That was back in the 80s on American soil. And a lot of people in America had nothing to say about it. They didn't bat or blink an eye. Did not care. Why? Because it had nothing to do with them. And a lot of them feel that the people there deserved it. They feel as though, or wish as though, that would happen through a lot of black towns and cities in America. Because again, they don't want to get their hands dirty like, their grandparents did. They're not trying to do that. They would rather have everybody else do the heavy lifting and the work, and they just want to take the, congratulatory, claps and pats on the back and all of these things directly for something that they didn't have the gall to do. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment section below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.